Hi everyone, this is Gerone Wright here again, and what you're looking at, this my findings in this, my discoveries are actually taking us to Cambodia, and this is the image of the ancient civilization, Hindu civilization of Angkor Wat. Okay, now before I get started, let me say that I'm referencing this place as being the a cross-referencing place for that of reptilian and mankind's genetics, okay, and the creation thereof, which actually resulted in how mankind is today in that area, okay. This is an ongoing thing of mine and factual findings which state that there's been a manipulation of our genetics, and it's actually going on right today in the Vatican there in Rome. And I have actually stated in other videos here on my Dronifications channel, which I actually have 44 plus videos, people, that you need to see, that these genetics and manipulations there are taking place, and it's actually ancient rooted, and it's based on a cult-like ritual that actually has been taking place, not just in the creation of our kind, but there was other kinds that was before us that actually was here on our planet. Okay, and it dates back and it goes back a great distance, and I can show it. I tapped into it, people, through my paranormal experience and encounter, and which is true, and I can actually show you what's the beauty in all this is I can show you, and in showing you this, I can show you new discoveries, as I'm going to show you here with Angkor Wat, that have never been revealed before. So in this video, you're going to see things about this building that you have never seen before. This is brand new. So I want you guys to do me a favor as I'm bringing it to you for the first time. Please, I want you to forward, share, contact anybody, a friend of a friend. If you know a media source or anything of that nature, please contact them, people. Let them know what I'm doing, because my videos I'm putting in a lot of effort and a lot of work into this, trying to get discovered, trying to get mainstream, so I can, and when I'm able to relax, there'll be a whole lot more that I can actually bring forward to show you. But I need your help. I mean, support is in numbers. I need your support. Help me out. I mean, there's a lot that I'm doing, you know what I mean, trying to keep up with these videos. And a host of other things that I won't go into detail about right now. And then at the same time making these videos, having these continued experience and encounters, which actually take me all over the place. Which I'm here right now in Cambodia, well, and with the image of Cambodia anyway, and I'm speaking about the Hindus and about their culture here, and how they were manipulating, how this location was utilized to manipulate alien celestial genetics, okay? From the water onto the land, and finally into the ancient civilization that finally evolved from this area. Now, there's already a myth about this place, about Hindu gods manipulating the genetics of serpents and turtles and that of that nature, and actually overcoming a flaw in genetics at that time, which actually created a churning and all of this of a creature of this turtle, and it actually, where this Hindu a creator of all of this took in and turned himself into that of a turtle. Sounds very mythical though, don't it? What if I told you, well, I'm going to tell you that that occurrence is a true occurrence. It all happened. Okay, I found that this is a true thing, symbolization of something that actually happened, and it's referenced not just in there's a glyph that's actually provided, and it tells you in writing, in detail, how it happened. But there's no proof of it, so therefore, I mean, well, until I come along, I can show you the proof of it all. I'm going to show you something. Let me take a tack from down here. I got a little bit more time here, so I don't have to rush. I can kind of calm down here. It shows you, I forget this guy, they said this guy's name, and I don't have it here, so, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep going, and I'm not going to reference to the person, but he's supposed to be the builder and all of this Cambodian site, Angkor Wat. Now, it shows a turtle down here, and it shows you that, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to read this to you, what it shows. First of all, it shows you the turtle. It shows you the turtle being cross-referenced with that of this being. Okay? Alright? And then it shows you how those genetics are being pulled from his body in both directions. And that's what that's about. This is not about no tyranny and all of that. This is about the genetics being taken in by this individual. Okay, and then the genetics being spliced in a sense. That's why the knife is, the sword is up in the genetic splicing, and how they go off in both directions, how two creations were actually taken in. Now, this is a reference in glyphs, and there are other references, and they show turtles in glyphs that are recorded in references on in wall drawings, and okay, but unbeknownst to a lot of people, where there is reality and where there is truth, and where I found these images to be multidimensional, there is always a supporting image or backup or references to what has actually occurred. Now, if there's any truth to all of this, then I can show you something about this that nobody else knows. I can show you a creation in this that nobody else knows. And I can show you something about this that nobody else knows. At Angkor Wat. Now, you know that many people have been to Angkor Wat and been mystified about this place for the longest, about how it was built, where it was constructed, what year. I mean, all of these things are all a mystery. Okay? But I can show you how there's reality in this. Okay? Now, here's reality check number one. Let me take this down and bring up another image. First of all, I'm going to show you what you can't see. And people, this is for the first time ever being shown. I looked up online, made sure that there was no other references being made besides that of this and the other small wall drawings of turtles and all of that. So this is brand new. The first time through my video, this is my discovery. Okay, people, and I'm sharing it with you. And I hope that you can return the show of appreciation by forwarding, sharing these messages, because my videos, my 44 plus videos here, people, are all about brand new references and brand new materials. Okay, so things that now this is a brand new discovery, so I'm going to share it with you. This is a building in Angkor Wat. Now, what drew me to this is the Pinecone references of what is being referenced here. And by the way, I'm going to share with you where I actually began my search about these Pinecone references, because I know what they mean. Okay, and that's the reason why I'm actually here with this, in fact. Alright, the next thing that I want to show you is that when this image is in thumbnail size, there's a face shown, a reptilian face shown here in this area. Okay, I think no, it's right here, I'm sorry. Right in there. And then we're actually on top of each other, to be totally honest with you. And what led me to this is, well, I've seen it before, because you can't see it when you're up on close-up. It's all in the resolution. However, when it's in thumbnail size, when you're away from it, you can actually see, and I know why it's like that. By the way, people, on which I'll share at another time. I guess when I'm famous, if you ever want to make me famous, you know what I mean? And it all depends on the numbers that I actually obtain from here. You know what I mean? I'm hoping to go viral. If you can get me to go viral or send these informations out and they fall into the hands of the right persons, perhaps maybe one day I will. But for now, I'm going to be sitting here and showing you these videos. There's a face up in here. Okay, unbeknownst to most, and it shows you that evolutionary face of a creation, and I'll show you what the creation is in a minute, people. But I'm telling you something, it's going to be incredible, so just hang in there. Now, where did I get this from? I'm going to tell you where I got this from and how I came to all of this, because this is actually right in Rome as well too, almost something similar, and with all of these, because I know what this means. Okay, now there's a myth there at Angkor Wat about there is being altering of genetics of a turtle. Okay, I'm telling you that I'm going to bring this myth to reality for you right here before your eyes. It was the altering genetics of a turtle. Okay, now, which is a reptile. Now, here, right there, I'm at the mouth of a turtle. There's the snout of the turtle. There's the eye of a turtle coming down into the neck. You can all see the defining features. There's a turtle, the head of a turtle there. The turtle's body comes out this way, right there. Okay, and the turtle is looking upward. Now, come to the other side. There's another turtle of different genetics, right there. There's at the snout of the turtle. There's the turtle's neck. There's the turtle's collar, and again, there's the turtle's body going out, the shell of the turtle made into the roof structure of the building. Look, people, look at the turtle's head come out, the neck begins there, stretches upward. Look at that. First time you ever heard that. Look at these larger than life turtles made into the roof of this building. Now, it gets better. Of course it always does. Now, these turtles are the cause for the face that is up in here. But I'm going to show you something, how it gets better. It shows you how genetics were altered to create certain life forms. Now, I had to go smaller with resolution to show you what at the tail of this turtle, which signifies what was actually also created, is, how can I bring that in for you? I'll see if I can come in. Where the would-be tail at the back of the shell of this turtle, there's a head right there that looks like a monkey, a reptilian monkey, right there. Okay. Now, when you come over to this side, on this turtle, it shows you a different genetics and a different creation that almost looks like a serpent on that end. Now, there's a reading into this, a special reading, because you say, okay, Jerome, all right, you got me hooked here. What in the world is going on? There's a turtle built into this is the roof right here. This is this triangular roof. But look at the turtle. People, this is the first time you ever seen that or heard anything about a turtle being built into the structure. Now, there's a myth about life forms being genetics being manipulated. God's manipulating genetics and all that. People, why would they go through so much trouble to incorporate the images of turtles? You know why? Because there was a genetic manipulation utilizing the genetics of that ancient turtle, that prehistoric turtle. And it shows you the life forms. There's one. There's two. But it doesn't stop there. What it does is it crosses over. I said that this was a reptilian-like creature at the end of the tail of that turtle. It crosses over and lands here and picks up again and crosses over. And I know exactly what it is. Now, this here that I said that looks like an ape at the tail end of this turtle, look how it comes down here and it crosses over, people, to this direction over here. It comes from there, comes down over here, and long and behold, look at that, almost that of the body of a leaning over ape right there, a monkey. Okay, it shows you the cross-referencing of these genetics, and what is at the center is right there. Now, I can read this entire thing. Now, they had to overcome a genetic. And let me show you how, first of all, how I felt. Let me see if I have anything else that I need to talk about here. Now, this whole thing, people, is a glyph that I can read. Okay? But digest the fact that I found the turtles, and no one else has. Look, these turtles on each side, showing you two separate paths of these genetics, which were crossed. Okay? And there's a guy right there that you cannot see if you were right up on, and this whole thing is a glyph. And I know what all of this references, and I found it just from this Pinecone image right there. You see that pine cone up there? Because I can read what's in the pine cone. It's not just about seeing the turtle and all that. I can see what's in the pine cone. Now, I want to bring you why I even found that in the first place. Now, I found it because of this. Now, what is the name of this thing again, by the way, so you can go? It's the Pinecone crown that is divine show. It's a divine show of immortality. This is the ancient Roman pigna, okay? And it means, pigna means pine cone, okay? And this is in the Vatican, Now, how I found this image is that how I found Angkor Wat is because I know what this is. This pine cone, so they call it. I know what this means. And as you can see, I colored the eyes in and gave them a reptile-like look. Because you know what? If you take this down to thumbnail size, it depicts a face of a reptilian. And I know what the reptilian is. Okay? Take it all the way down to thumbnail size, so about the size of your finger, I guess it's maybe about a 1.5 inch by 2 inch size. Back away from it, and where I put these eyes, well, the eyes is already there. In fact, because the whites are created by these human-like figures down there, and in fact, this one here in the middle doesn't even look human. It actually has a reptilian-like head. But even up in here, people, back away from this here, or look at this here. There's two heads, one on top of each other right there. They're reptilian faces. There's a reptilian face on this guy. And the same thing as in Angkor Wat, it shows you the genetics going off from this being, which is reptilian, off in both directions. And that's why they're standing off to either side. Now, when you're looking away, when you back away from it, this guy here creates the nose, showing you that there was a genetics exchange through what? Through bodily fluids. They used it in ancient times. They used the show of the penis, secretions from the penis. They showed that from the nose cavity, which is actually a transference of genetics. Like if you want to go there with me, like through common colds, that type of thing. There, it shows you through the mucus. That's another way, and then it shows you through saliva, the use of the mouth. It shows you where these genetics were exchanged at. Okay, I know which creature is being referenced right here through this whole entire image. And when you back away from it, you'll see a reptile. And I know what this reptile is. You can almost see the face there now. But back away from it, and you'll see there's like a mouth created right here, the whole nine. And you can Google the image. I know what the birds represent. Okay, people? And when you back away from the image, you'll be surprised at what you actually see. Now, through that, people, I found these turtles at Angkor Wat that you never heard of before until just now. Look at the head of the turtle, cleverly encrypted into the building. There's the mouth, there's the eye, there's the nostril. The head of the turtle extended from its shell, created into the roof portion of it. And then you have the same type turtle, but it's different, of different genetics. You can tell by the likeness of the turtle that they're two giant turtles, but two completely different turtles with different genetics, stating that there was two splicings of genetics from these turtles which created the life forms that are actually encrypted in here, that I can read through these masses. Okay, now these masses were actually shown to me. And in fact, if you look at the image, from smallest to largest, you will see the faces of our evolutionary ancestors in both sides. You'll see reptilian-like monkeys. Okay? Come down through here, and you'll start seeing faces of monkeys, bottom lip, okay, opening nostril. You'll start seeing what their faces look like. And you'll see reptilians like, look, there, bottom lip, mouth. They're showing you their reptilian presences. From largest to smallest, they're being shown, and it shows you which paths the genetics actually went in. I know which two creatures cause for these alternative genetics as well too. Well, it's multiple creatures, but I know the two main responsible. Here's the turtle, okay, the body, and then there's the other turtle. Never heard of it before, people. And then there's the face, just like at the Vatican. And if you look closely at the image now, go in and out, you'll start seeing their faces, and I can read them. These are genetic blueprints. This is like someone, like in today's technology, them extracting blood from out of your body. And it shows you the presence of all these different genetics and your blood type and all of that. And they can read how scientists can read your blood today. That's the way these images are made. They didn't have that back then, people. So how did they show it? They showed it in these multi-dimensional images, and with all of the presences of the different creatures that are there, they knew how you genetically came into being. And that's what these are so important about. These structures, these ancient structures, all say the same thing. All through Rome, all through Egypt, all through China, all through Japan. All of these places, people, tell us the same exact story. It tells you how that culture genetically came into existence and how they were created, and through the manipulation of celestial creatures, and celestial creatures and reptilians, and it shows you how it's being conducted and what's happening today. I assure you, I can read into all of it. If it is there, if I can read this, people, surely I don't have no problem with what's being hid today from us. And this is what I'm trying to tell you that I know. Now, please take me seriously. And I mean, I have a lot involved, a lot of invested. I set it aside maybe about 3.5+ years of my time with dealing with this paranormal experience. I just found out that it was with me before then. So as dated back as far as 15 years ago, 16 years ago, I found evidence of my ability to, I can call it celestial encounter experience, came to me. You know what I mean? As long ago as that time, you know what I mean? And it's just now taking me all of this time to actually start to fully understand what is going on. And the more that I read into these images, people, the more that they keep coming to me. I mean, I can't stop. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's there. But look at this, people. Look at this. This is Angkor Wat. Now, this is also stuff that is depicted that I am telling you that in celestial masses in space, i.e. gas matter, places where stars are supposed to be created. I'm finding life forms that are created that are on our planet that reflect in space. I mean, it's nothing for me to see that would identify these turtles as being in space. You know what I mean? I haven't found them yet, but there's other things. You know what I mean? But these are the celestial bodies that are depicted in space and celestial gas matter, indicating people that these life forms, where we thought that we're led to believe that there's stars being created, these life forms are being created through these matters, through these masses of gas matter, going into a solidified state, which some of this information I have on my alien UFOs site, and going into these solidified states, and then in the forms of seeds, celestial seeds I like to call them, genetics are being transferred to planets and worlds across throughout the space and throughout our galaxy. And it's just it's incredible, people. It really is. And you have to see it to believe it. Okay? I'm going to let this go with that. And I'm on Geronification channel, Alien UFOs. Please visit me there. And I'm going to tell you something right now, people, that you would not be disappointed in everything that is actually being shown on my videos and all, because they all say the same thing. Again, this is brand new material. Brand new material. Never been released before. Never been released before. My interpretation is actually what actually can only be interpreted as far as reading this. No one can never come forward now and say, hey, oh, we knew this was there, that was there. Oh, no. Everything that I am releasing is consistently the same with the next. And I'm telling you that everything that we are is shown right here in these. And if you look closely at them, what looks like apes' lips right there, what looks like apes and look like the faces of apes, and looking at these genetics bridges going across, and then you go to the other side and see these other creatures, and then you see the turtles all in. These are mangled bodies of that of our ancestors, prehistoric ancestors, that actually caused for the creation of our existences, which is that in the image of mankind. And then when you go to their eyes and look at their faces and look at these beings and look at that, and these become headdresses that are actually being worn by some of these civilizations. And then when you go down, which signifies who they are, and then when you go down and look in the center of their noses, you see other beings, reptilian-like beings. Then you start seeing wings and stuff that indicate birds, and then these genetic bridges and how these things come over. Then you start seeing things that look like reptiles, like snakes and all of that. And then you start seeing these faces, people that actually create the image of that of man. And then when you go down into these buildings and look at the picture glyphs on the walls and these ancient records, you see these faces. People, knowing these faces is knowing who you are. And these faces are spread throughout space. These blueprints that I'm finding can not only be just read here, but they can be read throughout space, and it shows you who you are. Look at this, people, how this is the image of that face of a man, and it almost looks like his hands coming up. These celestial men, look, hands come and clasp over the front, in front of him, almost in a cupping way, and showing you the faces of man. Okay, people, these images are not by mistake. They are systematically and consistently all the same. We were genetically created from gas matter, from space, sent here in an intelligent way, and it's being intelligent, and our genetics are being intelligently manipulated today. My name is Gerone Wright. You can find me here on YouTube for now, anyway. Get me out there, people. Thank you.